guys, it's Hazel here from Acrylic. Just a quick one today to run through how to use the edit function in Google Docs. So if you ever work with a copywriter or anyone that's delivering any kind of digital content, you may well have been sent a document on Google Drive. So there's Google Documents, there's also Sheets and Slides, which are basically the online equivalent of Microsoft Word, Excel and PowerPoint. So this is Google Docs. So this is basically the online version of Microsoft Word. So as you can see, we've got a blog post here that I've been working on, which looks exactly as it would if you were looking at it in Microsoft Word. But the beauty of this version of it is that it's a live version. So if I edit this, I can then share it with my team, my clients, whoever else needs to look at it for development purposes or uploading it to the website, and they will all have access to the same document, which will be live. So if one of us makes changes to it, everybody gets an instant update to the document, and that means that you're not constantly sending different versions back and forth via email, and you're not sure who's got the most up-to-date version, and there's no chance that you accidentally upload the wrong version of a post or a piece of content because you've not got the latest version of it. The other great thing about this, particularly from clients' perspectives, is that you can actually make requests on it, you can ask questions, you can leave comments. So our process, as it were, if we're writing content for you, so say if I'm writing a blog post for a client, I'll write a draft in a document like this, and then I'll send the draft through to them to look at, and they'll be able to come onto this live version of the document, they'll be able to read through it, and if there's anything they don't like, they can change it, they can tweak it. If they've got any questions, they can pop a comment on and ask me about it, and it just makes the whole process of editing a lot smoother, a lot easier, and a lot less hassle for clients, because it's really quick and easy to pop on one of these documents and do that, rather than kind of downloading the document and then like making notes on it and then emailing those through, and then me trying to figure out from an email conversation or a phone call which part of the document that they were talking about. You can see directly, because you'll have the comment or the edit directly on the exact spot that you're talking about. So say if you didn't like this line and you wanted me to make a change to this line, if you give me a quick call and say, oh, there's this line and I don't like it, and can you please change it to this, it might take me quite a while to figure out exactly which line you're talking about, find it, and then make the changes to it. Whereas if you're in the Google Doc and you highlight that line and you come over here and you pop a comment on it, you can put the comment that you would have said to me on the phone or via email directly on that line, and I'll know exactly what you're talking about. So it's a really, really useful way of editing content and documents, both for us and obviously for you. So it's actually very, very simple to do. There are a few things that you need to do before you start. The main one is to make sure that you are in the suggestions version of it. So you see this box here that says editing. If I make a change on this now, it just makes the change to it. So whatever I type here just becomes part of the document. If I change this setting to suggesting, and I then start adding more, it adds it as a suggestion. So when I now look at this document, I can see that somebody's made an addition to it. It's in a different colour, it's got a note at the side here, and there's also a tick and a cross here. So if I'm going through after a client's made edits to it and they've asked me to make a change, and they've typed in a new bit of text and I'm quite happy to add that in, I'll just tick the tick box and it adds it, and if I'm not happy with it, I can tick the cross box and it will take it out again. So if you make sure that you're in suggesting mode before you start doing anything, then that tracks every change that you make on the document, and I can see exactly what you've suggested. And this is really important, especially if you've got like a long document, like so this one's like 8 pages long, and if you make lots of little little changes, so like 2 or 3 changes on every page, but they're not tracked, it would be quite difficult for me to actually read through the whole document and find the exact places where you've made changes if there weren't notes down the side to tell me exactly where they were. So once suggestions are on, you can literally just go through and make any changes that you want directly to the document. So say if you didn't like this heading, you just didn't like the phrasing of it, you could change it. So you make any changes to it you want and it'll show exactly what it is. If you had a question, so say again you don't like this line and you want to ask me what on earth I'm doing with that line, if you highlight the part that you want to talk about, you come up to this little comment box up here, you click that, you click add comment, and you can then type in your question here. And when you hit comment, it will then add that question or whatever it is you want to say, and tie it directly to the part that you've highlighted. Now the other thing that you can do with comments is you can assign them to people. So say if you had multiple people working on a document, and you needed to ask me as the writer a question, as opposed to whoever else was working on it, you can add me in directly. So you can hit the plus button there and you'll see that the email addresses of all the people that have access to the document pop up on it, and you can hit the email address of the person that you actually want to deal with it. You can then add in your question. You can hit assign, and then when you press the assign button here, that will send an email to the person that you've added in, sharing the document with you and letting them know that you have made a comment that directly relates to them. So this is just the most efficient way of editing any content, really. So if you ever get a document through from us, and we say to you, please have a look at it, check you're happy with it, let us know if there are any edits that you want to make. This is how you go about doing that, so that we can see exactly what you need, and we can get that back to you as quickly and effectively as possible. So that is basically it. There's nothing more that you really need to know about that. So if you've got any questions on it though, or can't figure out anything about it, just pop a comment below, let me know, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Hopefully that's helpful though, and I'll see you soon.